Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are with the Ultimate Racing League with their Academy AM, the juniors, and the learners, with the Croc Club. And we're at Spa, and man alive, I've forgotten what round it is. I think we're round 5. You think I'd have these details ready so I look really professional, but alas, I don't. So just, it's no problem though. I can find out this information easy enough. Or maybe not. I can, honestly. If you just be patient with me. I mean, I think it's round. Yeah, that's me. Shut up, you. Yeah, round 5. See, I knew what I was talking about. Why did I doubt myself? No, actually. No, round 6. I was wrong. There has been one since. It was Barcelona was round 5. So round 6 of the Croc Cup, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got an interesting championship so far for your delegation. Let's have a look. So at the top we have Carlsberg on 142 points, but in second place we have the Saint on 140 points, only 2 points between them. Ginger in third on 134 points, with Black Star flying up the ranks in fourth on 124 points. That top 4 is tight. In fifth we've got Waitsy on 91 points, but he's only got Bubblegum 2 points behind him on 89 in sixth. Fazzy in seventh on 81 points, with Krell in 8th also on 81 points. So another batch of 4 drivers there with a lot of points on at stake. Ninth is Frank on 68 points, ahead of Ninja in 10th on 64 points. Steele is 11th on 35 points, with Tidders in 12th on 32 points. Then we have Hawkeye 13th on 19 points, and JC is 14th on 9 points. Right then. So they've qualified here for round 6 here at Spa in the little Cayman. The little Porsche Cayman. And shall we take a look at how the qualifying went then, ladies and gentlemen? On pole, it's Black Star. He's had a bit of a change up of liveries, and it's nice. So Black Star on pole, continuing a run of form that has been astounding, ladies and gents. He really has made great waves so far this season. Then in second, we have the Saint on a championship charge, ahead of Carlsberg, it would seem, which is what he needs to take this championship away from him. But Black Star smashing out those points is one to watch. But the Saint at the moment doing what he needs to do for his championship. In third place, we have the Berg of Carls. It's Carlsberg, ladies and gentlemen. A fabulous season so far for the Carlsberg in the Cayman, doing a superb job. Then in fourth place, we have Frank, ladies and gentlemen. Frank looking very racy this round. We lost him a little bit at España last time around, but now he's coming back bigger and badder than ever before. It's Frank on 4th. 5th is Ginger, big player this season, Ginger. Absolutely has been smashing it in the Rexy car. And yeah, Ginger starting in 5th place. We have a newbie. I don't know if he's a newbie driver, but a new one to the championship, unless someone's changed their name. In 6th, we've got Max Desi Meridus. I'm just going to call him Max for short. You know, I mean, it seems easier. But yeah, Max Desi Deki Meridus. In 7th, we've got Waitsy. Oh no, Waitsy's livery hasn't. loaded in. Right, we'll snip out of it and snip back in, see if we can get some of these liveries in case they are meant to be there. But that's Waitsy in 7th. 8th, we have Bubblegum, having a fabulous season so far, racing it with the big boys and doing a tremendous job at that. In 9th, we have Steel. Steel having a very good qualifying, and Man Alive, they've brought the livery. That is fantastic stuff there from the Steel. Nice. In 10th, we have Ninja. And we've seen some absolutely lightning quick races from Ninja. So qualifying surprises me there. Let's hope he can get it on form and mixing it up at the other end of the deck. And also Tidders, 11th, which is a surprise because Tidders, we've seen have some great racers so far this season. So that is our lineup. Right then, we'll try and quit out. I'm editing these now, so this might all get edited out. So welcome back. Yeah, we've done a lot of fiddling and fulfilling, and we can't get Waitsy's or Max's liveries up. So it's I'll take that one on me. I apologise. So we've seen the grid, and we're ready for the race, ladies and gents. 25 minutes, 2 25-minute races today at Spa on racing soft tyres. And it's just lights to flag racing. No strategies, no fuel, no tyre concerns. Just getting on and racing. It's been a cracking season so far, so it doesn't need any of that extra stuff, as it turns out. So Black Star leads them away. He's had a couple of wins already, but he has binned it as well once or twice, so it's not a shoe-in with Black Star at the front. The Saint chases him down as the Carlsberg trying to keep his championship alive as well, as Frank in the way of the Ginger, who's up there in the points. Then Max in 6th. It's a great start for everyone. 7th is Waitsy. Bubblegum in 8th, but being chased by the Steel. Steel looking very racy in his new livery, as Steel gets very close to Bubblegum as they come along the straight. Ninja in 10th, and the Tidders is in 11th, but Black Star at the moment under pressure from Black Star as the Saint comes in like a wrecking ball, ladies and gents. Not playing, not messing about, coming in straight away, hitting the ground running and wanting some positions, or one position at least. Carlsberg and Ginger and Max, we've someone slipped. Oh, Frank has had a moment. He's down the order. Bubblegum getting racy with Max now. Max having a bit of he was ahead of Bubblegum, wasn't he? So Bubblegum's on the move, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like he's got himself ahead of Waitsy. Steel has slipped back somewhat behind Tidders and the Ninja. All sorts of action happening down here. Black Star's picked himself up a penalty, and the Saint now having to defend from the Berg. Carlsberg up the inside, not quite doing the business there, and the Saint still holds on to that second place. But Ginger and Carlsberg both lining up to have a little go. It looked like someone had got a penalty there, or is that to say Black Star paying his? So Black Star's paid his penalty, and he has kept hold of the lead. But they have closed in very much tighter to Black Star now as they come up to the bus stop chicane, and Black Star holds tight as he gets through there, still in first place, but the Saint is absolutely all over him and giving him a lot to consider. Carlsberg there in 3rd. We've got Max up to 4th now, ahead of the Ginger. We're missing all the overtakes, unfortunately, but Max making the moves and getting up the order on Ginger in 5th. Then we've got Bubblegum in 6th, and he's ahead of Ninja now, with Waitsy struggling to maintain position in the deck. Tidders also closing in and ready to make a move before Eau Rouge, but sits in behind. We've got a very tight unit here of 3 cars, Ninja, Waitsy and Tidders, all bumper to bumper. Now Tidders has gone for the move on Waitsy, and he's lining up a Ninja next. Bubblegum further up the road, but with a penalty. Ginger still trying to crack into that top 4 as Max gets very nice and and the Saints drop down from the Berg, and the Saint, Ginger, Max has slipped back now as well. All action all the time here in the top 4 or 5. Carlsberg chasing down Black Star now. Black Star eking out a bit of a gap in these early stages here at Spa. Carlsberg then hunting his foe. The Saint in 3rd, Ginger in 4th, and Max very close to Ginger. He's been in fact in front of Ginger before, and he can do it again, he feels. Bubblegum in 6th, carrying that penalty with Ninja chasing him down. Tidders in there as well. Tidders looking for a move up the inside. And my word, that's one to be proud of. But he goes a little wide now, and Ninja comes back and takes the spot back and says, yeah, nice move, son. But, yeah, not yet. Not today, sir. Not today. Ninja then back up into 7th with Tidders, looking to get that move done. Waitsy in 9th, with Steele in 10th, still giving it some large ones in his brand new livery, looking absolutely top draw. And Frank then in 11th. Looks like Frank has had a bit of an issue and has dropped a little further back there. Black Star then leads in the Carlsberg in 2nd, the Saint in 3rd, Ginger in 4th, and Max in 5th. And it looks like Ginger having a little look at the Saint up the inside of Le Saux, and Max going for a late one as well, fancying a piece of it, and the Saint a little heavy on the brakes there in Le Saux, and it gives Ginger the opportunity to move himself up into 3rd and chase down the Carlsberg, who has dipped, he has bounced, he has left the race. There's a bit of a gap there for Ginger to try and close up. With the Saint in 4th, we got Max in 5th, we got Ninja up to 6th now, ahead of Bubblegum. Bubblegum, with that penalty, has slipped himself back into the fight with Tidders and Ninja, and it is a tight battle. Ninja already letting loose of the battle and trying to head towards the Max, as Bubblegum tries to defend from Tidders. Tidders up the inside, and he smashes it, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely smashes it, but big up to the Bubblegum. That was some clean racing. You know, it is easy, that reaction, just to block or try and get in your driver's way. He's kept it clean, kept it racy, and it was very nice. He thought, you know, I've lost this corner, but I can come back again. Now Tidders is a man on a serious mission. Waitsy in the barrier, in the background. Poor old Waitsy has had a moment in the Porsche, and will that give Steele a moment as Frank comes across the Steele, and Frank then moves up ahead of Steele, and they both move ahead of Waitsy, who was having a meeting with Barry R. Black Star still leads healthily. Carlsberg's been a naughty boy, he's picked up a half a second penalty, and Ginger ahead of the Saint and ahead of the Max, but the Max fancies a piece of the Saint at the moment. The Saint cracking qualifying, got himself right up there, but at the moment struggling, although he's just moved past Ginger. What happened to Ginger there? Ginger making a mistake, and now the Saint back up into 3rd and hunting himself down at Carlsberg. Black Star, fastest man on track at the moment, and he is absolutely leaving them in his wake, as Carlsberg in 2nd, driving for his championship. The Saint in 3rd, with Max now in 4th. Ginger slipping back even further, it seems. No, he's coming back. Sorry, I thought he was just ahead of Tidders there, but he's coming up the inside of Le Saux. And yeah, beautiful move, but Max had it marked off. Max knew exactly what he was going to do, and Max just swooped up the inside to retake that 4th place and chase down the Saint, who's hunting himself a bit of Carlsberg at the moment, who is trying to reach with the Black Star, but Black Star doing 32s, and Carlsberg only managing a 34 that time around, and the Saint on a 34 as well. Max 34, and Ginger losing a bit of time now. We saw it, he seemed to lose a bit of time for no reason. Now he's coming in to try and crack into the top 4. Tidders doing a fantastic job now, up to 6th with Ninja in 7th. Oh no, Ninja, I spoke too soon. Had a moment with the rear derriere of the Porsche, and that's allowed Bubblegum and Tidders, well, Tidders was already ahead, but Bubblegum through and up to 7th. Ninja at the moment safe in 8th. Frank's a little further back. So Ninja not too much to concern himself, only the 1 position lost there. And Frank then in 9th with Steele ahead of the Waitsy. Black Star leads. We are coming up to 9 minutes in this race, 25-minute race, so not even halfway yet. And Black Star, he could pull over and have a curly whirly with an Orangina or something. Have a little break. Carlsberg though, trying to close the gap, but really Black Star's pace is phenomenal in this race with the 32s. He seems unstoppable. And, Carlsberg can all but hunt him down. The Saint in 3rd, being very much harangued by Max. Max fancying a real piece of the Saint in this race. Pretty sure is where the Saint took it. Is Max fancying a bit of a payback here? He takes a wide line, slingshots it through to try and get the best drive out, and chase the Saint up towards Eau Rouge. As soon as they're through Eau Rouge, then it's a nice straight line to get a bit of a tow and try and get up alongside your foe. Before the next corner, as you can see, he's closing in, that'll be the slipstream. He's looking for a gap here. Oh, he's had to back out of that one, and he's lost a bit of ground now to the Saint. I mean, Saint, he's allowed to make that one move to defend, and he did so. Whoa, the back end of the Cayman getting a little fruity there for Max, a little juicy, and getting down his accelerator there. He wanted to step out on him. Ginger is there in the Rexy, ready to leap if Max makes too much of a mistake. The Saint there safe now. The Saint getting a bit of breathing space as he hunts himself down the Berg. The Berg is into the 32s now. He is matching the pace of Black Star, so the Berg on pace with Black Star out there, but Black Star had a clean start where the Berg had to get a bit racy for a couple of laps, and he's pulled out a bit of a lead now on the Berg, and the Berg really needs Black Star to make a couple of mistakes or something. The Saint in 3rd hasn't got as much pressure as he had from Max. Max has had a rear Porsche moment, and he's dropped back a little bit from the Saint, giving Ginger half a whiff of some exhaust fumes, and it's woke up the racer in him, and he's chasing him down now, bringing the Rexy to life. Tidders is having an absolutely fine race. Look at that, 32s for Tidders, and he's really found a bit of pace here since qualifying. Bubblegum in 7th, chasing him down. He's in the 33s. He's not far off the pace of the leaders, and Ninja then had a bit of a bad lap last time around, as we saw, and now he's in a little bit of no man's land. He's got no one in front of him, no one behind him, so this is This is the period where you get down and really get to know your car, really sort of see where your lap times are. I mean, there's not much in this race for him, so it's a bit of a test session. He's got another race, hopefully, if they started racing early enough. And this is where he can find a bit of pace, a bit of time on track, and regroup for the second race. Frank, he's back up ahead of Steele and Waitsy, and he's in 9th. He's doing very good lap times as well, with Waitsy in 10th. Waitsy not quite finding the groove here at Spa, not quite finding where the time is on this track. And Steele also a little bit off the pace. Looks like he's had a bit of an off this lap. But it doesn't matter. When your car looks that good, when you've got that good of a livery, then really, it doesn't matter where you are on the grid. You just look good on the stream, no matter what. That's what I say. So Black Star leads. He's just dipped it into the 31s, ladies and gents, just to show that he can. And he really has left the pack behind in this one. It's looking very much like a Black Star win here at Spa. And who the hell is going to stop him at this point? Carlsberg feeling the heat, feeling a little bit of pressure from the Saint. The Saint closing in now. The Saint having a big look into second place before the end of this race. But Max is with them. He's in amongst it. He's in the action, ladies and gents. And Carlsberg is really slipping back into the Saint's wake here. And the Saint flying at the moment, looking to make a big move. Like a cow, a big moo. There he goes. No, not quite. Carlsberg says, not there, sir. And the Saint had to back out of that a little bit. Look, he had to back out of that, leaving himself a little vulnerable there to Max. Max having a sniff and a whiff around the rear derriere of the Saint. And now the Saint having to go into defense mode against Max as Carlsberg tries to build up a gap, because that was a little too close for comfort. Ginger must be aware of Tidder's advances behind. Tidder's really is starting to close the gap if he can keep the Porsche facing the correct way. Then we have Bubblegum doing a solid job in 7th. He's just missing a little bit of time out there, just a wee bit of time, but not much to be on with those guys. Ninja, we saw, had a moment, and he's been a naughty boy somewhere around the track with a half a second penalty. So Ninja, big fight to get anywhere from 8th place at this point in the race, with the Frank as well trying to make his way. He's I mean, the Ninja 35 last time around, Frank with a 32. He might be able to close up on the Ninja before the end of this race. Waitsy in 10th, still trying to improve those lap times. And Steele in his fortnight Porsche, giving it a full-on attempt, and that is what I appreciate. Steele makes his way around on the brakes, beautiful stuff, into the apex. The bus stop, very tricky, especially coming out of this bit. You could easily spin it. It is such an easy thing to do. And Steele keeps it together, moves on for another lap. Fantastic stuff. Black Star leads, Carlsberg in 2nd. Max is up to 3rd. Max has found a way past the Saint. We saw that he was looking into it. He was seeing what his options were. And yeah, Max now moving up and into 3rd with the Saint in 4th. Ginger in 5th, but it's Tidders who's looking like the danger man at the moment. Tidders absolutely flooring it straight past the Ginger there. No issues whatsoever. He's doing 31s as well, and Tidders really is coming to life late in the race. Is it too late? Possibly not. The Saint getting caught up behind the Max. as Max making that move earlier on him, getting past, and Carlsberg having a bit of a clean run with this one. He was under pressure from the Saint for a few laps there, and now Max being a great distraction for the Saint, giving Carlsberg a smooth run. Blackstar, talk about smooth runs. No issues here, sir. I am just leaving them all in my dust. 18 minutes into this race, ladies and gentlemen. A 25-minute race. Not long to go now for these pilots. Max pulling away from the Saint, but the Saint always a threat, always a danger to the Max. And Tidders is flying at the moment as he gets easily past the Ginger. But Ginger is the fastest man on track at the moment. He's coming back bigger and badder, ladies and gents, in the Wexy to lay the law of Dinosaur. Max, though, under threat at the moment from the Saint. The Saint, you can tell, wants that podium position back. He must have that podium position back to keep the championship alive with the Berg. Although now Blackstar outscoring them again, it's going to be very much closer to the top of this championship. Tidders there in 5th. Absolutely flying drive from him as the Saint pulls the trigger. Is it on? Is it on? It's tight. Max does give him the room. It looked like he wasn't going to give him the room at one point there, but Max gave him the room. But the Saint unable to complete that move. And Tidders getting ever closer, ladies and gentlemen. Tidders coming into the action. He has entered the chat. And, Tidders then in 5th place. Started from the back, I believe. Up to 5th so far. Has had an absolutely superb run. Wowzers, Bowsers! Nearly up the inside of the pair of them. The Saint grabs the move from Max, but Tidders getting a great drive out of the corner. And my word, he nearly went through between the two of them. So Max down into 5th now, with Tidders getting that move and Saint getting the move. Tidders trying to come back in Lesaur. Not Tidders, I mean Max, but Tidders does take the move on the Saint in Lesaur there, and the Saint still with his Max problem. And the Saint and the Max having an absolutely beautiful, gentlemanly race here. No contact, and very making it difficult for each other, making it very awkward. But not, you know, there the Saint could have in the dailies would have put him in the wall. But this is beautiful racing. I am here for it. Tidders there in 3rd then. What a drive Tidders is having at the moment. And the Saint having a sniff and a whiff of the Tidders up the inside. Ooh, whoa, Tidders nearly taking out Max as well with his re-entry, and that one, oof, that was just messy. I think it was the Saint got the move done, but the slide that he had took Tidders off of the track. And I don't think the Saint intentionally did that. It's just he saw an opportunity. He made a move and probably didn't expect the Porsche to slide so much under the corner. And there was a little bit of contact with Tidders, but Tidders got back on track, nearly took the Max into another realm. But Max, quick reactions, lightning reactions, got out the way. Tidders got on the track and didn't spin somehow, and I think that was down to Max helping him out. And Tidders dusted himself off, and he's back on for the action here. And the Saint, he's got a cold sweat on as the Saint at the moment, with Tidders in full effect behind him. Max then in 5th, thinking, I'm just going to back out of this one. These two are going to take each other out of this race. So I'll just sit here and let them two do all the work. Tidders goes for a move again on the Saint, and he's back up ahead. The Saint may have let him have that, maybe. I'm not sure. It seems easy down a straight. So maybe the Saint redressing the position. Who knows? I may be wrong. Max then is also closing in, which makes me think that the Saint did do a small lift. And now he's lost. He's not lost the position though. He's kept it together. But on the drive out, Max absolutely on the accelerator. And the Saint then slipping down into 6th. Not what he wanted. Not what he needs in this championship. Ginger then moves up to 5th. Bubblegum, a fine drive at the moment in 7th place, keeping a lovely, consistent lap time. Great stuff from the Bubblegum. With Ninja being caught by the Frank. The Frank is catching up with Ninja now. Ninja getting a good lap time that last time around. I think it's been a wake-up call for him, with Frank coming up to his rear derriere. So Ninja having to get on to the pace a little bit there and not let Frank get too close. Waitsy in 10th and Steele there in 11th place. Black Star, nothing can stop him now, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing can stop him now. It's coming up to 24 minutes, this 25-minute race. I'm not sure if they'll get over the line. No, I don't think they will, you know. I think the timer, this will be the last lap, I am pretty sure. So Black Star ahead of Carlsberg. These two seem safe. Tidders, what a drive from the back of the grid all the way up to 3rd. Ginger now in 4th. Where's the Max? The Max has slipped behind the Saint, but the Saint's been a very naughty boy. And that might help the Max come in, and Saints out wide, and he's lost the Cayman and decides to have a meeting with Barry R. Bubblegum could gain a position here, and Bubblegum does go up in 6th. The Saint is going to be absolutely fuming. That was not part of his mission today, and that moves Ginger up to 4th. Max in 5th. Tidders in 3rd, looking good for a podium here on this final lap as the Black Star makes his way and catches up the Steel. He wants to have a look at that livery. He fancied a look at what the superb livery was of the fortnight, and Black Star coming through the bus stop. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, from pole to flag. Unbelievable drive from Black Star. And he takes the spoils there in that one. Well done, sir. Carlsberg coming home in 2nd. Had to fight for it, but got it in the end. Great drive from Carlsberg. Tidders in 3rd. What a drive. Ginger in 4th with Max in 5th. Bubblegum gaining a position on that final lap. He wasn't expecting it. Great drive from Bubblegum. Nice and consistent. He comes home in 6th place. The Saint will be fuming. 1 lap less and he would have had a podium. And that's the same in 7th. Frank come home in 8th. He did catch the Ninja up, unfortunately, and he's passed and over the line in 8th place. Great stuff from Frank. Ninja in 9th. And look at that. The lap 9 was an absolute banger of a lap time. Lap 10 wasn't so much. And Waitsy just missing a few seconds there in his lap time. I don't know what's... I think someone's giving him a helping hand, looking at his replays and such what. There's somebody at the front door. I'm not answering it because I'm doing this. So Waitsy then, at the moment, just missing a bit of pace there. And I think someone in the group is looking over his replays to give him a bit of a heads up where he can find a bit of pace. So hopefully in the future, we'll see some vast improvements with Waitsy. Although he's had a good season so far, it's just this race didn't seem to cook for him. So Black Star takes the win with Carlsberg in 2nd and Tidders, what a drive, up and into 3rd. Ginger in 4th with Max in 5th. We've got Bubblegum in... Oh, that's a great shot of Bubblegum, isn't it? There's Bubblegum in 6th with the Saint in 7th. Frank comes home in 8th, Ninja in 9th, Waitsy in 10th, and Steele in 11th. So that's race 1, ladies and gentlemen, and let us prepare ourselves for the second race of the event here at Spa, and we'll do it all again. Cool, I'll see you soon. There might be a fancy transition, and I'll catch you then.